Hey, friends, today, I want to share a new story with you. Enjoy watching. The call came right after midnight, cutting through the quiet of my apartment. I barely saw the name on the screen before answering. Kelly, it's your mother. Her voice came, rushed and anxious. It's your father. You need to come home right now. My stomach dropped. What happened? There was a pause. We'll explain when you get here. The phone went silent. A cold feeling crept over me. My father had always been strong and reliable. If something happened to him, if he was sick or something worse. I pushed away my fear, grabbed my jacket, and rushed out. The drive to my parents' house took over 3 hours, each minute making me more nervous. Was it a heart attack? A stroke? When I finally got there, I heard the worst news of my life. I drove up the long driveway, heart racing. The big house stood in the moonlight, looking just like always, a place of family history and respect. But something felt off. The front windows were bright with lights, laughter floated outside, music played in the background. I was confused. This didn't feel like a house in crisis. I stepped inside, expecting serious faces, people whispering about my father's condition. Instead, there was a party. My mom smiled at me from by the fireplace. My dad, looking perfectly fine, raised a glass to toast. Guests were chatting and drinking, and my younger siblings, Michael and Sandra, were grinning like they knew something I didn't. I stood there, frozen. What is this? My voice broke through the noise, shaky and loud. Mom turned around, smiling big. Oh, sweetheart, you made it. We have exciting news. I barely heard her, the ringing in my ears loud. Mom, you said Dad. Oh, we just needed you here quickly, she said, waving it off. Come on, let's talk. I clenched my teeth but followed her through the house, past guests talking, until we got to my dad's study. The room was dim, smelling of books and expensive whiskey. My dad sat in his chair behind his old desk, looking calm. Michael and Sandra walked in after, grinning like they were in on a secret. Then my dad spoke. We updated the will, he said, sounding calm like he was talking about the weather. Michael and Sandra will inherit everything. For a second, I didn't believe what I was hearing. My voice was shaky. What? Mom sighed, acting like it was so hard for her. Kelly, you've made it on your own. You have your career and apartment. You don't need the estate. Michael and Sandra, though, need more help for their futures. I laughed bitterly. Help? You mean like how I covered Michael's failed business loans? Or how I pay for Sandra's fancy school overseas? Michael swirled his wine glass slowly. Well, you've always liked playing the big sister. Sandra laughed. Think of it as a redistribution. The money went where it was needed most. Something inside me broke. I had spent years doing everything for them, and this was how they thanked me. My father's gaze stayed calm. It's final, Kelly, there's no changing it. I breathed slowly, forcing down the lump in my throat. Then I stood tall, giving them a steady look. I see, I said quietly. Well, in that case, I'm done. Their smiles faltered. What do you mean, done? My mom asked, now sounding cautious. I stepped back, my voice cold. I mean, if I'm not family enough to inherit, then I'm not family enough to fund your life anymore. Silence followed, then Michael scoffed. Don't be so dramatic. I turned on my heel and walked out of the study, past the guests who now felt like strangers, past the chandeliers that used to feel like home. I walked out the front door into the night, my pulse steady, my mind made up. They had made their choice. Now it was my turn to make mine, and they were about to find out what that meant. I sat at my desk, fingers hovering over the keyboard, my heart pounding with a cold determination. The estate wasn't mine, fine, but neither was my money theirs. First, I accessed the accounts I'd foolishly let my parents use over the years. A few quick taps, and the transfers stopped. Then, I canceled the payments covering Sandra's last semester of school. After that, I canceled the loan I had co-signed for Michael's failing business. I filed a formal withdrawal of my guarantee. My phone buzzed. Mom, I ignored it. The landline rang next, then another call, and another. I let them all go to voicemail. An email popped up. Michael, stop acting like a child, don't be petty. I smirked and typed one reply. Enjoy your inheritance, you'll need it. Just as I hit send, there was a sharp knock at my apartment door. My stomach twisted. I already knew who it was before I even looked. Mom. I opened the door. She stepped in, eyes wide with fake concern. Kelly, honey, we need to talk. No, we don't, I said, holding onto the door frame. Her face hardened. You can't just cut us off. We're family. I gave a bitter laugh. Family? You only ever saw me as a paycheck. Michael and Sandra. Michael and Sandra, I interrupted, have their inheritance, let them deal with it. For the first time, I saw real panic in her eyes, but I didn't care. I stepped back and shut the door, and for the first time in years, I felt free. The chaos started faster than I expected. By morning, my inbox was flooded. Mom, Dad, Michael, Sandra, their messages ranged from desperate to angry. Mom, you're breaking this family apart. Dad, you've made your point, now fix this. Michael, you're a selfish brat. Do you think this is funny? Sandra, you're ruining my life, my tuition. I sipped my coffee, not feeling a thing. Let them panic. Then the doorbell rang. I ignored it, but the pounding came right after. Kelly, Michael shouted, his voice full of anger. Open the damn door. I took my time, finally opening the door just enough to see his red face. Problem? He shoved a stack of papers at me, his loan notice that had defaulted. Fix this, he ordered. I leaned against the doorframe, crossing my arms. Why, you're the important one, remember? His jaw clenched. You don't get it. If I fail, it affects everyone, not just me. Sandra appeared next to him, eyes full of fake tears. Kelly, please, my semester. I held up a hand. Not my problem. For the first time, they had no power over me. I stepped back and shut the door in their faces, and this time, I didn't feel guilty. That night, I got an email, desperate and panicked. My father's usual strong tone was gone, replaced with shaky words. Michael had wasted the estate on bad investments. Sandra's expensive lifestyle had drained the rest. They were sinking, and I was their last hope. I stared at the message, feeling nothing. After everything, they still thought I would save them. An hour later, my phone rang. It was my mom, her voice shaky. Kelly, sweetheart, we made a mistake. We should have been fair. If you help us now, we'll reconsider everything. I exhaled slowly, holding the phone tightly. This isn't regret, this is survival. You didn't try to work and support your unsuccessful twin children. I said calmly, get a job. You're not too old. It could be interesting. Don't depend on me anymore. There was a long silence, then a sharp breath from her. You're abandoning your family, she hissed. I laughed, but it wasn't funny. No, you abandoned me the day you decided I was just a wallet. I ended the call, feeling nothing but relief. Since I was cut off, I sent my parents a bill for years of family expenses I had paid for my brother and sister. Let them realize that all of this didn't happen by itself. It cost real money, $997,000. At the same time, I booked a luxury hotel in Miami. The morning air smelled fresh with salt and citrus as I stepped onto my hotel balcony, watching the waves crash on the shore. A new start, my start. My phone vibrated, another message from my mom. I didn't even open it. I blocked her number. The last connection was gone. I chuckled softly. How fast the tables had turned. 4 years, they had used me, thinking I would always help. Now, they were sinking in the very grief that had pushed me away. A knock at my door brought me out of my thoughts. My best friend Leela peeked in. Come on, Kelly, she grinned. Enough brooding, we have a yacht to catch. I laughed, grabbing my sunglasses. Let's go. As I stepped outside, I felt it, true, unshackled freedom, and for the first time in my life, I was finally, truly free. Friends, what do you think of this story? Leave your thoughts in the comments. Want more stories? Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss anything. See you tomorrow.